What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, Willy Will, and this is my co-host,
Jhoany.
Welcome to another gay-ass podcast where we discuss shit we probably have no business discussing. But then again, who's going to stop us? Sometimes we agree, other times, no ma'am. You guessed it. That's right. This is No Ma'am.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
Oh my God, Giovanni, today is our first episode.
It is.
Can you believe that?
It's still kind of surreal to me. Like, I don't think it's hit yet that we're actually doing this, and I don't think it will until we actually see the footage.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, like when we talked about this is a love child between like both of us, right? We literally just said, I think we was at Hardware, or was it Industry? I don't know. It was one of those bars. And we were just talking about like, we should do a podcast. And I think what I got the idea from was obviously doing like, seeing sibling rivalry and race chasers and just being able to say, well, if Bob and Monet can do it and Willem and Alaskan can do it, like you and I, we talk about these drag queens all the time.
So much shit.
We do talk a lot of shit, but I think it's good. I think it's constructive like feedback.
Yes.
So the fact I think that we're able to do this and we have a platform, I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like you said, it's our love child, and I can't wait for people to see what we have to say about some of their queens and just speak about like important gay topics that I think need to be discussed sometimes.
Right. Also, I think, for me, like when I was thinking about it, I want to give a shout out to some of the podcasts that I listen to or I watch. Well, that's the Tuck podcast, obviously Sibling Rivalry, Love Bob and Monet, Race Chasers. Who else? We have Surface Level. It's a really great, like, people of color, like bi, like Black, gay, queer. I think that's a really great podcast to watch. They talk about some really like hard hitting like issues. What else? Bi Latin Men. I think Anthony and Kevin, it's hilarious. Like if you actually need to like watch one of their episodes, and I swear, like they kind of remind me of us.
Yeah,
so.
I know. That's when we were kind of discussing this.
Yeah.
That's one of the ones you kept mentioning.
Yes, because they're funny.
Yeah. So I definitely have to check those out because I have not had time, girl.
Yes.
But I need to make time.
Yes.
I need to make time.
Okay. Well, I think we should let the people know like a little bit about us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Jhoany. I am a queer, non-binary immigrant from Mexico. In other words, I'm Donald Trump's worst nightmare.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. So I was born in Mexico. I've been living in New York for basically my entire life, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I consider myself a New Yorker through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And I love drag. That's one of the things we bonded over when we first met.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I mean, that's a little bit about me.
Nice.
Why don't you introduce yourself, Will?
Like the funny thing about it, Jhoany, I've known you for years. I didn't even know that you were non-binary. So I feel like a bad friend.
Girl, it's a recent discovery.
Okay, good.
It's recent. I don't think I've discussed it with like a handful of people, and I don't think we just ever got to have that discussion.
Yeah, we never had the discussion. Well, first of all, I mean, I'd be like girl all the time, and like he, she, like they, whatever, right? But no, I really didn't know. Like that's really good. Yeah. Look at us. We had like a Dr. Phil Oprah moment on this couch Dr. right now.
Phil,
yes,
Oprah.
Yes.
Yeah. So my pronouns are he, they. Definitely more used to he at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? In the future things change as I'm discovering my gender identity and stuff like that. But like Ru said, you can call me he, you can call me she, you can call me they, as long as you call me.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm Will. People call me Willy Will, Big Willy. I'll let you, like, if you know, you know. Let's see. I've been born and raised in the Bronx. Or obviously, I have a really Bronx like accent. I try to deny it as many times as people ask me, and I'm like, "You from the Bronx?" I'm like, "Yeah." Oh, we can tell. How you can tell? Little things like that. What we've known each other for, I don't know how many years.
7 years, I believe it is.
Is it 7 years?
It's 7 years. Yes.
Bitch, I'm old.
Bitch, we're old.
We are really old.
We are old.
Yes. I remember the first day we met. We was working at a company. Obviously, we can't say, right? Just know that they're in the city. And people eat them. They're kind of like a cult and whatnot. But I remember when I was like prepping. And it was my first time picking up a knife to actually do some work.
I remember when you first came in. And I think I was told about you coming in maybe like the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out, I was mad because I was like, at that moment, I had a certain idea about people who, like outside hires essentially.
Right.
So I was so mad. And then you came in, I saw you at the front door because we had to open for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you were dressed, I believe it was Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh God, a diva.
I mean, partial, right? Yeah.
Yes.
True.
But I think it was after a couple days, I remember I said something that was shady.
Mm-hmm.
and then you just cackled. You started. It was like a very like demure laugh at first,
Yes.
and then you just burst out cackling. You could not
Yes.
hold it, and that's when I was like, "Oh, this bitch, we're gonna be friends."
Right. I mean, well, first, like Jules said, right? Like, you have to be demure, right? You have to be mindful. You have to be really cutesy.
Yes.
Like, you can't come to work with a green cut crease. Like, you can't do that. And so that's kind of what I was thinking about. Like, obviously, well, Jules wasn't, she didn't do the demure, like, trend back in the day. But in my mind, I was like, well, I can't really let people know I'm like my tea right away. Like, I have to be like, ooh. And then I'm really good in the shade. I'm real quick with it. So the fact that you was really shady, I was like, we're going to be besties.
Yeah,
Because I'm
that was
shady,
the
you
moment where
shady.
we
It was
both
like,
knew.
we got this.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Ooh. Since this is our first episode, I think we should play a little game.
I'm excited.
Yes. So this section we're gonna call this or that, where we're just gonna rapid fire a couple of things, and you're gonna say which one you prefer.
Oh, I cannot wait to see how this turns out.
Not the RuPaul.
Yes.
Yes. So first one, top or bottom?
Top,
Okay. Bottom.
of course.
Yes.
I mean, if you know Jhoany, Jhoany's a bottom.
Ooh, not you shading me like that. Not that there's anything wrong with being a bottom.
Right, no bottom shaming.
No,
Love
absolutely
bottoms.
not.
But
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Second one, jacked or grinder?
Scruff.
Oh, I don't like. I'm an OG girl, grinder.
No, I like Scruff. I think I'm in my daddy era right now.
Not that.
Yes.
Oh, you are reaching that age.
First of all, I told you about this in the car ride today, that I have like 3 gray hairs that I saw that I'm like really like obsessing about, that I need to dye my hair.
Yeah, like I told you too, I have this one white like beard hair that consistently, like I took it off, but like it consistently comes back and it's always in the same spot, and I always have to pull it off.
Mhm.
But it's just one. It's literally just one that keeps going back.
But I really like Scruff. I think right now, like, also back in the day, right? Like my preference, now I don't really have a preference. I think the older I get, I'm like open-minded to like people. So I don't have like, I don't really have a type. Like I like who I like. But before, obviously, it was like, listen, if he wasn't black, wasn't talking to you. Like my mind is just like, nope, no one else. But like now, I think I'm entering my like vanilla area.
Ooh, okay.
Like I'm like, oh, okay. I
Yeah,
see
I mean-
little queens over there. Okay.
I mean, that's always kind of been me.
Hmm.
But I think we're digressing a little bit.
Okay.
So hardware or industry bar?
Oh, that's a hard choice. I actually like both.
I like both. For me, it's an obvious choice, and it's hardware.
Hmm.
Specifically for the Drag Race viewings, I've been going to them for years. I honestly can't even remember the first season I watched over there. That's how long it's been. But I was going when Laguna was hosting it.
Mhm.
Then it was Katrina Lovelace and Lola Michelle Kiki. They all did great. And now obviously it's Jasmine Kennedy and Izzy Uncut.
Yeah.
They're killing it.
Essence.
And Essence subbed
Yeah,
in.
we love Essence.
Yes, Essence. And just the staff is so nice. Hans, obviously the
Right.
cocktail server, always
Yeah.
takes care of us, and
Yeah.
we always take care of him. Everyone just there so nice. And I think it's just a very like intimate, like small bar where you can really enjoy a viewing.
Nice. I mean, I like hardware obviously because we go there like Fridays for the viewings. And the queens, we love the queens. We
Yes.
always there to support. Make sure you support local drag queens.
Tip them.
And also tip them, yes. But I think I like industry's couches.
Yes, they are very comfortable.
Yes.
They are so comfortable.
Yeah.
I like the stage.
I was gonna say the stage. The stage is big, right?
Yes.
And then Brenda Darling, like every time we leave hardware and then we go to industry, it's kind of like on our path.
Yes.
Obviously we have to like stop by Empanada Mama first, but yeah, I like industry's couches.
Yeah,
So,
I love a stage.
Yeah.
I am dramatic.
know.
I love a moment, so I love
Yes.
that stage.
Okay.
I'm still say hardware though.
Okay.
Okay, Mariah or Ariana?
Oh, that's a hard choice. I think we need to stop putting them two like together, like pitting them against
Mhm.
each other, because I think it's unfair, right? Like one is like obviously Mariah came first, and then Ariana, and I think Ariana has said numerous times that Mariah Carey is like one of her biggest like music influences. But I think it's because they both have that whistle register, and people like, well, like Mariah, like, but I like Ariana. Like I'm a
go with
stan.
the OG Mariah. Like I just love that she's.
Oh,
a
you're
diva.
Lambly? I probably pronounced it wrong.
I have no idea. Girl, I'm not that big of a stan, but between the two, I just love that she's a diva and she's so unapologetic about it.
True.
And I mean, I don't know her.
Yeah.
know
I
her.
mean, that Jennifer Lopez versus Mariah was like amazing.
That was
Yes.
so good.
Yeah.
But kind of segueing off of that, Lady Gaga or Madonna?
Gaga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Madonna. Obviously, respect everything she's done for
Right.
pop culture and just female artists in general.
Right.
But Gaga,
Of course.
Gaga.
Hands down.
hands down. House of Balenciaga or House of Miyake Mugler?
Well, I like both of them, and I know people on both houses, right? Um, when we watched Legendary, I was like a House of Balenciaga, like stan, like
Yes.
all day, like Shannon, love Shannon Balenciaga. But now I have to say one word, porcelain. And if you know, like porcelain, literally, it's all about the House of Miyake Mugler. And when they're a New York City house, they're really big up here. And there was a show on Presents Plus called The House on Fire. And it's all about the House of Miyake Mugler. It's also all about them. I still think AJ got a bad rap, even though AJ's really shady. We love a shady queen, but maybe it's a little too shady. I think he's, sort of the drama a little too much. But I have to say Miyake Mugler right now. It's my fave.
I would go with Balenciaga.
Okay. I mean, it's a good choice, too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Trixie Mattel or Bianca Del Rio?
Bianca.
Which obviously, I mean, Bianca is like an icon.
Yes.
I mean, so is Trixie.
Yes.
And it's not to diminish anything she's done, but like Bianca is such a shady queen,
right,
but with a big heart.
Right.
And I absolutely love that about her.
I mean, we couldn't be from New York City and not pick Bianca.
Exactly.
I think that would be like, we would be bad New Yorkers if we ever did that. So.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Spit or swallow?
Swallow. I think those who spit is very selfish.
Girl, neither. It's not going anywhere near my mouth.
No, I feel like, no, I mean, obviously, if you're going to do it, you might as well like go all the way. But I feel like people who spit, I feel like it's very selfish. That's not very mindful.
It's not.
It's also not very demure.
Oh. It's not. But for me, it's neither. It's just not going in my mouth.
I mean, it can go on your face. I heard it's really good, like, lotion.
My glasses, or like in my eyes, or like if I'm wearing
your
makeup.
glasses, you gotta take the glasses off, child.
Girl, then I can't see.
Oh, true.
I can't see shit. I'm blind without these glasses.
I guess.
And like if I'm wearing makeup, like that's just gonna ruin it. No, thank you.
Gosh. But they do have waterproof makeup, but I digress.
But still, like, no, thank you. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So kind of segueing off of that, missionary or doggy?
Doggy, I don't need to see your face. One, because I feel like missionary is too intimate, and I have intimacy issues. Like, it may be something I may have to, like, talk to somebody about my, like, unresolved, like, childhood trauma, but listen.
See, for me, it's the opposite. That's what I do like. But it depends on the person. So usually missionary, but, like, there's no connection. No, I'm flipping around.
No, and I feel like missionary is only for, like, relationships. So if we're in a relationship, then maybe I do missionary, but I just like to see people's butts.
You do. You love butts.
I do love butts. I do have a problem, yeah.
Okay. So two big drag icons.
Yeah.
Sasha Colby or Brooklyn Heights. The Miss Continentals.
They are former Miss Continentals. Yes, they both was on Drag Race.
Yes.
One won. The other one was runner-up.
But she won something better. She won her own show.
Controversial runner-up, though. Even though I stand Evie. Like, love Evie.
Love Evie. Boots.
Let's see. I would have to say Brooklyn because I feel like she's very poised. She reminds me so much of like my personality, even though sometimes I could be a little ratchet, like I'm a little bangy. But I think for the most part, she's more of like my speed.
Yes, same. Brooklyn. I absolutely adore Sasha Colby.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's legendary.
Oh, Sasha's great.
Yeah. Just for me personally, Brooklyn Heights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good choice.
So now onto Drag Race, RuPaul or Michelle Visage?
I like Michelle Visage.
So, yes, I love Michelle Visage.
Mm-hmm.
But I also love Ru. And it's really hard to choose. But I think I'm going to go with Michelle, actually.
Okay.
Because she actually, I feel like she cares more about the girls. Not saying that Ru doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all know she can't remember any girls' names.
Shade.
But Michelle was actually out there with the girls touring, or at least she used to. I don't know if she still does. She'd be on the tour bus with them. She'd be kicking with them. She'd really get to know them.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that Ru doesn't do. And again, she doesn't have the time, which is fine.
Right.
Like, she's busy.
Mm-hmm.
She's out here filming like 10 seasons of Drag Race a year. So I don't expect her to. But just because I think Michelle takes that extra step to really connect with the queens, I'll choose Michelle.
I mean, I like Ru, right? I love Ru. I loved Ru on Logo. I thought, like, first couple of seasons on Logo, Ru, I think, was, like, unhinged, and I think it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think once we got into, like, MTV and, like, Paramount Plus, I think the show has gotten too commercialized.
Yes.
So, therefore, Ru is not as, like, personable to me like she was in the beginning. And then Michelle, I just know I'm just a sucker for someone who just gives, like, unfiltered, like, criticism, but constructive at the same time, though. Even though,
Usually.
I mean, except for All Stars 2, when she went like off on Adore Delano.
Girl.
But I still think little elements of that she was trying to give like Adore like some constructive feedback.
Yeah, I see that, and for me, it was like tough love.
Yeah,
it was tough love.
Yeah.
A little too tough, but it was tough love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, and last one: sibling rivalry or race chasers.
I'm a sibling rivalry stan. Like I'm a sibling. Actually, no, I subscribe to their Patreon. I think I'm an auntie. Yeah, I'm an auntie.
Okay. See, for me, it's race chasers. I love Alaska, and one of my favorite queens of all time is Willem. I love Willem.
You love a controversial
I
queen.
love a controversial, dramatic queen who's
Like-
just not afraid to let people have it.
Like you love a controversial
I
queen.
do. I really do.
Okay.
But
Well, actually,
Yeah.
race chasers. Like, since we're on the topic,
Okay.
right? I was watching Sibling Rivalry, of course, and I didn't know that the name Race Chasers came from people who want to fuck drag queens. So when Bob was telling Monet, like literally my face was Monet's face. She was like, "What?" And I didn't know. I had no idea that it's for people who want to fuck drag queens.
oh, I mean,
That makes sense, right?
yeah.
Or like drag race queens, not so much like drag queens in general.
I think who was it? Was it Trixie? I know there was a drag race queen who just spoke about, or like this was a while ago, who spoke about a specific event, about how she met somebody on Grindr, they did their deed, and then she mentioned something about like that person being like, "Oh yeah, I just want to fuck you because you want a drag race," and I can't remember who. I think it was Trixie.
I mean, it wouldn't be Trixie though.
I think it was Trixie.
You sure it's not Adore? Because Adore do say that she likes to
I don't think it was Adore.
do the thing with the queens with like some of her fans. So
I don't think it was Adore. I think it was Trixie, maybe Katya.
what I mean,
could
that's
see
very on
Katya
brand for
saying
Katya.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, RuPaul's Drag Race Global All Stars
Yes.
is out. We have thoughts.
Lots of thoughts.
We have a lot of thoughts. We actually saw the episode yesterday at Hardware. We have thoughts.
Mhm.
A lot of it is I'm confusion, but we'll get into that. But I think because we talked about Drag Race a lot,
Yes.
right, so far, I think we should let the people know who our like top 15 like favorite drag queens are.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to get to know us.
Yes.
Kind of see what type of drag queens we usually root for,
Yeah,
and what kind of drag we like.
yes. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of no ma'ams.
Yes,
Like
I think,
coming from me. Because I know that our lists are totally different.
oh, completely different.
Okay.
And I can't wait to see what you wrote.
I'm so excited about this.
People are gonna be shocked when they see how different our list.
No, we're like wildly different though.
Yes. We might have like one or two queens that we agree on,
Right.
but apart from that, like very different.
I'm excited. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So some honorable mentions first. I just want to say this was very hard. This was so hard to do. I kept changing my list. I don't know how many times. I would write them down and then I'd be like, "Oh my god, how did I forget this queen?" I had to rearrange my list. So a couple honorable mentions that just didn't make the cut. Marina Summers, love her, adore her, global phenomenon.
Okay.
I think she should have won both of her seasons she was on.
Ooh. Okay.
No, that's another story.
Okay.
And the most recent winner, Lemon. I love Lemon.
Okay.
Yes, I remember I saw her in Hardware. Amazing performer,
Mhm.
obviously. And I think it was about time she won.
I mean, well, yeah. She went from being a pork chop to being a winner.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we love that. Okay.
That. But the actual list. So at number 15, I have Mistress Isabel Brooks.
No, ma'am.
I love you.
No.
You said it yourself. I love a controversial queen.
You love a controversial queen.
Yes. And what I love about her is she's very old school drag, like the big wig, big eye makeup, very bedazzled, very glamorous. And I
Yeah.
love that about her. She's very Texas. And again,
True.
she does not hold back about anything.
She doesn't. No.
She doesn't. And
I mean, Mistress is not on my list. I just like Mistress because of MIB, and it just reminds me of Men in Black. But like that's
I
about
love
Mistress.
I stand Mistress. Also, the fact that she's Mexican. Love it.
Mistress is Mexican?
Yes.
Is she really?
Yes.
How did I know that?
I think she brought her up like one time on her
Where? From
maybe.
what part of Mexico?
I have no idea, girl.
Mm.
I have no idea.
Well, that was a part of her edit on like her season.
I think she might have. I saw she mentioned it somewhere. I don't know if it was in her season or maybe she was on a podcast or something. I did see her mention it though.
Okay.
14, another Mexican queen, Matraca.
Yes.
Yes, I think she was just the embodiment of like Mexican culture and just Mexican
Right.
drag in general.
Yeah.
Beautiful queen. Love her looks. Very creative.
Yes.
Love her.
But I don't think she like really shined in the beginning of the season. I thought towards the end, that's when we really saw like who she was, like true, authentic Mexican drag. And I thought like she had some looks that I was like, wow.
Yes.
I think it was one, it might have been like a demon or something, and she had like the horns or something.
Alebrije one?
Yes.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes. Iconic. For 13, I have the Vivian from across the pond,
who's also not on my list.
I love the Vivian. Very demure, but she's at the same time not afraid to like get down and dirty and just be funny and just make fun of herself.
Yes. I thought she had a really great run on All Star 7.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Santa School for Girls, epic, iconic.
Might be a little controversial. I thought she should have been top 4.
She could have.
I thought she should.
Yeah, I mean, I could see some of those wins, or like some of the blocks. I think the blocks. I think she was part of that like group of drag queens who got blocked successfully.
Yeah, I think it was her and Trinity.
Yes.
Okay, so next, love me a cookie queen too, Tammy Brown. She is so
no,
unhinged.
ma'am, no, ma'am.
So
don't
unhinged.
Sorry, Tammy. I love you, but no.
I love Tammy Brown. She's so crazy, cuckoo. Love her. You never know what to expect from her. And I love that about her. Also, when she was on, what was that? I think it was her season 1. When she, oh no, it was the first All-Star season when she was reading Michelle for the makeup.
Oh, was that the one she said that I don't see you walk children in nature?
No,
that was her actual season.
That was her actual season. But then when she was reading Michelle for having the clear line of like where the makeup stops on the runway.
Yes.
Lived for that.
Of course you would. Of course.
So next is, I think we can both agree on this. It's a New York City queen, Jasmine Kennedy.
Love Jasmine.
Yes.
Jasmine's on my list.
Yes. So to be honest, when on her season, not the biggest fan of her. I didn't dislike her by any means. To me, she just didn't stand out as much as the other queens. Okay. Now that we get to see her live every Friday, she's amazing.
No,
so
she really
sweet, so funny. And an amazing performer.
Yeah. I think on her season, she gave me like Alyssa Edwards, like copycats. Well, mostly because like a lot of the edits were made like to make it seem as if where she was running into that Alyssa Edwards, like kind of like stitched, where it's kind of like, oh, well, she's kooky. Is she not kooky? And I think my favorite episode of her was
the acting episode.
Yes. Daytona wins.
Yes.
I still say, oh my God, I'm about to bust. Like so many times.
Yeah.
Like I think I've repeated that episode so many times and rewind it. But that's also the episode that she came out as trans. So I think that's why like she was so like she had a breakthrough and that was good.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. And I think that's why we kind of like her energy is different because she's living her true authentic self.
And then when she came back for All Stars 8 and she demolished Jimbo.
I can't wait.
In the lip sync. Oh my gosh.
To actually compete.
Yes.
All right, so next up is the queen of discussed already, Brooklyn Heights.
Oh, yeah.
Love her, adore her. Love Evie. I still think Brooklyn should have won. Gave us one of the best lip syncs ever.
Well, sorry, not sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
Not sorry. I don't know. She's just very poised, very elegant, very professional.
Yes. But I also think the edit on her season made her like super professional.
Yes.
So she kind of had like this like stone, like cold exterior. So we really didn't get to see like Brooklyn like personality. I think on Canada, that's when we see her personality.
Yes. And what I love about, I don't know if you follow them on TikTok. What is the judge's name on Canada? I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, Brad?
Brad. He's always posting videos behind the scenes of her eating, and I live for those
videos. I think that's when we really get to see her personality.
Yes.
But on her like original season, she was just like, oh, I'm a former Miss Continental. She's from Canada. She's a ballerina. Like we just got to see that, and then obviously the showmanship with Vanjie. So
yes. Okay. So next for me is an older, like I don't want to say older queen from previous, like later in the season.
Okay.
Older
like the
seasons.
early seasons?
Earlier
Okay.
Seasons. Ben de la Creme. Love her.
We love Ben.
Her. Yes.
Yes. She didn't make my list though, but we love Ben.
Yes, we love Ben. She's just always so joyful. She brings so much joy.
Except for her All-Star season when she
that was a no ma'am.
Yeah.
Her limiting herself, no ma'am.
Yes.
Next for me, another no, actually we have not discussed this. Yes, we did. Bob the drag queen.
You know how I feel about Bob.
You love Bob.
I love Bob.
You love Bob.
Because you know why? I love that Bob is a professional.
Yes.
But what I love about Bob is that Bob is unapologetically Black. I'm
Yes.
unapologetically Black. I think that's an amazing thing. But I also know that Bob knows that
Yeah.
Bob is like showboat.
Yeah.
And she doesn't care.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Bob knows what she brings to the
Right.
table, and she's
Yeah.
not afraid to like say it.
Bob knows she's the shit.
Yeah. And like she can back the
She
talk.
surely can.
Yeah, she's great. Next for me is Bob. I definitely want her in all winners too. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yes.
Detox.
Oh, you know, she also came out as
Yeah,
trans.
she just came out. I saw what was it?
Yes.
She was performing, and she's
Yeah.
like, "I'm trans now."
Yeah. And she was performing with your girl Willem.
I love Willem.
So
yeah, I think she was one of the like original like fashion queens.
Mhm.
She served some amazing looks on both of her seasons. And one of my favorite moments from of all time from Drag Race period was the finale lip sync of All Stars 2.
Mhm.
And it's her confessional, and you could see how much she wanted it, and she was like crying.
Oh yeah.
And that like brought tears to my eyes.
Yes.
And at that moment I was like, love her.
Yes.
Forever.
I think one of my favorite detox lip sync is with Lissa Edwards. Tell It to My Heart
Yes,
on
that
All
was
Stars
so
2, where she came out in like all silver, like what was it? Like retro look.
Yes.
And she did like the body rock swivel thing.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Yes. Who won that lip sync?
Alyssa.
Should've been-
And she sent Ginger home, and Ginger was like, "You got me, gal." And that's when the whole like thing came.
I
Yes.
remember that.
Yeah.
Okay. So next for me, the original fashion queen,
hmm
Raja. Love
Roger's on my
Raja.
list. Obviously, Roger's a Gemini, so I had to put her on my list.
Of course you did. But love her. She was the first queen to really go on Drag Race and really like show looks. Like
Mhm.
before that, it was very pedestrian.
Yes, it was very
Uh,
pedestrian.
And she had
Wet
she's-
sale.
Oh girl. H&M.
Oh, we know we H&M. You know how we feel about
Yeah.
H&M. Yes.
But yeah, I think she really changed the perception of what drag look should be and how drag queens should look.
Agreed.
And ever since then, obviously, people have tried to match her level of fashion, and I think some queens successfully have.
Mhm.
But we can't forget the OG.
We cannot forget the OG.
Yeah.
You're right. No, true.
Next for me, I know this queen isn't always loved by everyone. I think she's amazing. I think she is. When you think of a quintessential drag queen, I think this is what this queen represents, and it's Trinity the Tuck.
You love Trinity.
I love Trinity. I
Yeah.
have since confession. When the promos for season 9 came out, I was like, "Oh, another pageant queen." No, ma'am.
Right, yeah.
I hated at that point. Not the biggest fan of pageant queens, so
Right.
I brushed her off.
Okay.
As the season went on, and she really started to come out and show that she was not just a pageant queen. Like
Mhm.
during her acting challenge, started to fall in love with her. I was so sad when she was eliminated, but we all knew she was not going to win that season.
Right.
I was so excited when she came back for All Stars 4. I was rooting for her. I
Mhm.
was so happy when she won. Again, for All Star 7, was rooting for her too.
Yeah.
And I think she's just great.
I didn't like her on season 9, so I was with you on that, right? I thought, I don't know, for something about I just feel like the edit of season 9 just didn't really give me who Trinity, like at that point, she was
Mhm.
Trinity Taylor, right? Didn't really give me who she was. When she came back for All Stars 4, right? Like, obviously we love Trinity, and she rebranded to Trinity the Tuck. So we got to see more of like who the Tuck was.
Yes.
And I think All Stars 7 is where I really fell in love with Trinity, because that's when you saw that the girl will help anybody.
Yes.
Like, and she can sew the house down. Like, she
Girl,
will help anyone.
And she has served some iconic looks. Like
Yeah.
what was it? That like purple gown. What was it? Purple? Yes.
It was purple, the
Yeah.
one that she couldn't walk in.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that long ass heavy train.
Yes.
Girl.
That actually wasn't my favorite look from her. My favorite look was the one she made in the workroom, the red one with the cutouts.
I see. Yes. I think my all-time favorite look from her though might be the Club Kid.
That was a good club cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great runway, by the way. They
Yeah.
need to do that every season.
See, that was season 9, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yes.
Peppermint bodied that runway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, next queen we spoke about already again, Bianca Del Rio.
Okay.
Love her. Very shady. Not afraid to let the girls have it, but at the same time, like be like a shoulder for them to cry on. And I love
Mhm.
that. Gives very motherly vibes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next for me is actually someone kind of tied to Bianca. It's Adore Delano.
Oh.
So I used to watch Adore's videos on
Mhm.
YouTube before she was on Drag Race.
Yeah.
And I was so excited to see her when she got on Drag Race. Love how messy she is.
You mean like,
Well, was back then.
yeah, aesthetically messy.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the door's not like a messy queen.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, very funny.
Mhm.
And now, obviously, she came out as trans as well.
Yeah. She looks amazing.
She's beautiful. She's glowing.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
And next for me is Willem.
Oh my God, what number is Willem on your
Willem's
list?
number 2. Oh, sorry. That was my top 3. I should have said that.
You should have said
I
that.
should have said that. So
Yeah.
Willem is number 2.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You made Willem before Bianca?
Yes.
You like Willem that much before
yes,
Bianca?
Because I don't know if you've ever seen episodes of she had that show on YouTube, and I'm blanking on the name right now.
She had a lot of shows on YouTube
where she would just like watch videos and just drag them. The Beatdown, Willem's Beatdown.
It's called Willem's Beatdown.
Yes, you need to watch it. It's so good. At least the earlier seasons were so funny. She was just so unhinged. Would just watch videos and just drag the people.
Okay.
So funny. Obviously controversial.
I mean,
she loves
controversy.
She loves drama.
Drama.
I wish we could have her back. Obviously, that's never gonna happen because we know how her relationship with Ru is.
Allegedly.
Girl, she was kicked out of DragCon.
Oh yeah, she did say that. Yeah, you're right.
So, not allegedly.
Yeah.
But anyway, my top queen, and I think anybody who's ever heard me talk about Drag Race or just knows about my preference for queens will know who this queen is. I think she's the definition of demure. Very mindful.
Oh my
very
gosh.
cute.
I already know.
I think she is the kindest queen out there. Well, at least for me. And I love that she is not afraid, or she's very willing to teach people about drag and gay culture in a very respectful way, in a way that's like, hey, let's sit down and have a conversation. We're not going to argue. We're not going to scream. We're just going to have a very respectful conversation. And I love that about her. And obviously, she was never going to win her season.
No,
but she has had great success internationally, and that's Courtney Act. I love Courtney Act.
Of course.
She was one of the first queens that I got interested in back in my low teen years. I think it was like 12, maybe. I don't remember. I just remember I saw her, and back then, my idea of drag was they have to look like a woman.
Okay.
So that was
why.
I
also think back then, I think that was like what drag was, right? Like we had that. They had to give you female impersonation. Yes, they had to look like fish, right? They had to be that way. I think drag has changed over the years, right? And we've seen it because New York City drag is wildly different, right? Like you have so many different spectrums of drag, but I think drag now is an art form that we can appreciate.
Yes.
So yeah.
Like I said, obviously she went on to win Big Brother. She should have won Dancing with the Stars.
She should have, but they wasn't ready.
Yeah. They were not ready. But at least she made the top 2.
Yeah.
But love her. Want to see her back again. Another queen who we'll probably never see back because of a bit of a strained relationship with Ru.
Yeah.
But you never know. I think she should have hosted Down Under.
That would have been good. We had Courtney Act on Down Under.
Yes.
Or maybe like a guest judge. We have to fill them out first.
Yes. True.
Okay.
But anyway, that was my list.
Yes.
I'm excited to see yours.
Oh my God. Well, you already know that our lists are totally different.
Yes.
We have some queens, like you said in the beginning, right? We do have some queens that are similar. Right. We have those, but my list is way different. Okay.
I want to hear.
So my top 5 placement was super easy.
That was
I knew exactly who my top 5 drag queens are. Love them to death.
For me, top 3 was really easy. Actually, I kind of want to know, what was your criteria for ranking the girls?
Well, it was one, I guess I have to quote Mo Hart, who gave me the ooh-ah sensation. Okay. And, Facts of Facts America. But I think it was brown that, right? Brown cow setting. Actually, my top 5 is all brown queens. Unapologetically Black. Love them. And I also think the Black queens on Drag Race in particular has always gotten a bad rap for some time, for some reason with the fans. And I think that's another episode we'll talk about. We'll talk about how toxic those Drag Race fans are.
Fandom,
but yeah, top 5 placement was super easy. My 15 to 10, that was the hardest for me. I didn't know where to put them.
Girl, that was so hard, especially that bottom 10. So what the criteria I used was do I still keep up with these queens post Drag Race appearance?
Okay.
Am I excited to see what they're doing next? Do I want them back? Do I actually follow them, first of all?
Right.
And do I keep up with them? That was really what my criteria was.
Okay.
Is if they come up on my TikTok, am I going to scroll past, or am I going to click their page and see what's going on with them?
Okay. Well, coming in number 15 is a queen that we both love.
Okay.
Adore Delano.
Yes.
Okay. Love, right? I think...
I'm expecting that. Okay.
Yeah, I love Adore. Love a messy queen. Yes. I think I loved her on season 6. I think she was her Anna Nicole Smith.
Oh. Everything.
Epic.
Yes.
And then her relationship with Bianca, I thought was like so
Yes.
endearing, right? I thought that was really great. And then her lip sync with her lip sync with who was it? Trinity K. Bonet,
Yes.
right? To Vibeology when she did like backflip into like the little split thing.
Yes.
I thought that was amazing. So I loved Adora. And I loved that her dresses never came like to the floor.
Girl, no,
She needed to get.
I hated
She
that.
needed to get
But
that.
forgive her.
Yes. 14, Jasmine Kennedy.
Okay. Yes.
Love her.
Yes.
You know, I'm a Jasmine stan.
Yes.
I think she's probably one of the best lip syncers that we've ever had on Drag Race. Her lip sync against like Jimbo, but she demolished Jimbo.
That was murder.
Like
that was murder.
And then her talent show, when she did the flip into the split, and all the other queens was just like, we might as well just go home now.
Yeah.
But they did her dirty with her not winning that talent show. But I digress.
You know, judging can be a choice sometimes.
But Georgia's did really well. She also had Georgia's like doing the talent show too. So
actually,
I think putting up against Georgia's was kind of like a little shady.
I think my favorite lip sync from Jasmine is actually the one against Georgia's.
Oh, when they both like Shantae.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think that was when I saw the song choice, I was like, really?
Something's got a hold on me now.
Yeah. But then they did it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is everything!"
Yeah,
and
the little whoa.
Yeah,
and they both did that. I thought that was great.
Yes.
That was super cool.
Yes.
13, Lawrence Chaney.
Yes, I cannot do a Scottish accent to save me. So
Lawrence Chaney, don't kill me, but that's probably bad. But that's as close as I can get.
Love her.
Right, love Lawrence Chaney. We all knew that she was going to win that season. I mean, the editing just made it like she was a fan favorite,
and she's
of course
she's hilarious, and she's had like some iconic lines like, "So I'm painting the depression on." Died.
Yes.
Died.
She kind of did paint the depression on, though.
She really did.
She really did.
She really did.
12, fellow New York queen, Miss Cracker.
Okay.
Like, you know we love Cracker.
Yes.
Yes. I think my favorite Miss Cracker moment on her season was when she said her name to Asia.
And that face crack.
And Asia's face crack was like, did this bitch just say Cracker?
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes.
Does she know what the meaning of Cracker?
Yeah.
You know, Asia being a black queen, you know. Yeah. And she's like,
and
did she just say it?
It's because I'm pretty sure all the black queens reacted the same on that season.
Yeah, and she said that, but remember, like Miss Cracker actually said when she tells people her name in Harlem, they're like, what?
Yeah.
And I think that's what the controversy was.
Yeah.
And then she also had this weird, like, the editing made it seem like there was this weird tension between her and Aquaria.
That went nowhere.
And so they touched upon it, but then it was like, what are they doing?
I think that editing in season 10 was a choice.
Yeah, it was a choice.
That's another episode.
Coming in Love and Lovin', I had a tie.
Okay.
I couldn't choose between. I know I wanted both of them on my list.
Okay.
But I didn't like one over the other.
Okay.
And so I had to put them together.
Okay.
And you're gonna be like, whoa, because they're both random. Manila Luzon.
Okay.
Love Manila.
Yeah.
I think she was the first, like, of like real good, like one of the fashion queens. I couldn't say the first, like, Asian representation because we have Jujubee, and Jujubee is hilarious, right? But I think for like a fashion queen coming from New York, really showing what like New York fashion it's all about, Manila did the damn thing. Yeah, and she was super creative too. And I love a creative queen.
That's what I was gonna say. Very high fashion, but very campy at the same time.
Yes. And that was a first, right? On season 3. It was like, can it be fashion, can it be campy at the same time? And she was doing both. So she found the balance between the two. And I don't think queens have yet to find that balance that Manila can do in terms of like being really fashionable, but also being campy at the same time. Sometimes Manila can be a little too controversial, you know, like Mabuhay. Like, that was a choice.
I would have loved, I don't know if you saw that on-air look she had on All Stars 4.
Which one?
So she was basically going to wear a gown that was in the shape of a pad. Okay. And it was supposed to be like bloodied. But
I'm glad she didn't do that.
Yeah, they stopped her. The production did not let her.
That's that's a no, ma'am.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And then the second one that's tied with Manila on 11 is Alaska.
Oh yes,
I couldn't choose between Alaska and Manila. I needed both of them to be at the same, right? I thought both of them was really great. On her original season, I didn't like Alaska.
I love that.
I thought her storyline was too much. Like, obviously she was still with Sharon, right? Like, and I think they harped on that too much. Yes. And then she was also like Jinx Monsoon. Come on now, right? And I think coming back for All Stars 2, which I think still to this day, still is probably one of the best, like,
I think
All Stars season ever.
I think it is the best All Star season.
I mean,
I know.
I feel 7 is up there, but I can see why people would argue for All Stars 2. I thought All Stars 2 probably had the best cast of like non-winners, even though majority of them did come from the same season.
Season 5 is iconic.
Right, season 5 is iconic for multiple reasons. But Alaska, like, she said, obviously, a body. What was the joke? Something about hate on drinks monsoon does a body good.
Yes. Obviously, a diet consistent of nothing but hatred for Jinx Monsoon.
Yes.
Body good. Yeah.
When she said that to Roxy Andrews, I died.
Yes.
Like, because one, it was still fresh, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, right? And Roxy had said, like, she apologized at that time. She said that so many times. But I was just like, Alaska, it's wild for this.
Yes.
10, Raja.
Yes. Love the fashion queen. Yes.
Yes. Well, obviously, Raja's OG. Like, she said that. She's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Love Geminis. We get a bad rap, Geminis, because people think that Geminis are just like, oh, we two-faced it. But we not. Either you like us or you don't. That's the thing about Geminis. We're very, like, in your face, transparent. But we like you, we like you. If we don't like you, no, ma'am. We do not like you at all.
You are, yeah.
Yes, right? Like, you know me. Like, if I like you, oh, we're good. If I don't like you, no. Coming at number 9, Marina Summers.
I mean, like,
she's a Filipino winner.
Yeah, she was an honorable mention for me.
Yes.
Wish I could have put her on my list. Just did not make the cut, but love her. Should have won again both the seasons.
Yes, she did really great.
Yeah.
Her on what's that? UK versus the World 2. I thought her lip sync with Hannah Conda to Agnes Release Me.
Yeah, so good.
When they did the salsa dance, I was like, this is amazing. The amount of emotions that Marina was just exuding was so good. She's amazing. And then Pop Off Ate on her season when she did the girl group. Oh my gosh. Like divine.
Amazing performance.
Like literally just had orgasm. Coming in number 8, I have another tie.
Okay.
I have a couple ties because I couldn't choose.
Okay.
But the funny thing about it is these ties are both in the same season.
Okay.
Yes. So actually, the last season was that season 16. Yeah, so they're both from season 16.
Okay.
So it is Plasma.
Okay, love Plasma
because she gives me like early like Jinx Monsoon, which is a great like comparison, right? I think they're both theater queens, super funny. I thought she wasn't fully realized Plasma on her season, and I think a lot of those like. I guess in some instances she was kind of overshadowed a little bit, but the Rusical to this day still is one of my top like musicals.
Her as Julie Andrews.
Her like, but it was like a Julie Andrews kind of Mariah Grande, like Ariana Mariah fusion. Thought it was amazing. First of all, Girl, it's my favorite song ever. Okay, it is in my top 10 on repeat Spotify. It literally is there. That's how many times I've listened to it. I can tell you all the ad-libs. I can tell you the high notes, all that stuff. I just thought, and she kind of gave me like Kris Jenner with like the momager kind of wig. Amazing.
No, yeah, I think she has some time left to cook. She needs a little more time in the oven. And I think if she comes back for an All-Stars like fully realized, she absolutely has a chance.
Right. No, I agree. And then also on number 8, Plain Jane. Probably controversial.
No, ma'am.
Like, I love Plain Jane. I loved Plain Jane in Shower, like when she did the lip sync with.
I hated that lip sync.
First of all, I loved that with the titty out. I thought it was great.
I just don't think.
I didn't like Burger Finger though. No shade, Plain.
Girl.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. At all.
But like the Burger Finger, I think it was giving Jimbo. No shade.
Yeah. No, it was definitely. I felt like it just didn't feel like Plain Jane. I felt like she was trying to be something she was not.
Again, it was feel like it was giving Jimbo. Yeah. But with that aside, I thought it was really funny. Like she got the concept. Like she gets Drag Race. Stupid.
Yeah.
Drag Race, they love stupid. But I also like a queen who is super shady. But can back it up. Because Plain was able to back it up because she did really well on that season.
Yes. I just thought sometimes she went a little too far.
I mean, she did go for like the juggler on a mandatory meeting, which, by the way, a mandatory meeting is probably the best drag queen name ever. Because you know, like I live for a mandatory meeting, right? But that's probably the best drag name ever. But she didn't make my list though. I guess that could be an honorable mention for me. Okay. A mandatory meeting.
Have you seen her lately?
She looks amazing.
Amazing.
Okay.
I love her.
7, Alyssa Edwards.
Yes.
So you already know what team I'm on Global All Stars. Team USA, baby. Right? Alyssa, I love that we're getting a fully realized Alyssa Edwards, but we'll talk more about that later on in the episode. 6, Shea Coulee.
Okay. Love her.
Love Shea.
And when I think, like you said, unapologetically black,
yes.
I think Shea Coulee.
Yes. She said on her All Stars 5 that her drag is a love letter to black women. And I believe that. I think she's really great. She actually just had a drag con, the Love Ball. And she had Monet Exchange. I think she had Lala Ree, Lux, and Jada Essence Hall. And they kind of did this whole black drag queen experience.
Okay.
Amazing. I've seen the photos. Next year we should go to DragCon.
Was it?
Or one of these years we should go to DragCon.
We should. But was she the one that in Chicago that did, what was that show with black queens?
Was Nubia or something?
No, it was like
Black Girl Magic?
Black Girl Magic.
Yes, that was her.
Okay, yes.
5. I'm just gonna say one phrase.
Okay.
Is your blood sugar low? Simone.
Love Simone.
Love
Simone.
Simone.
Yes.
Deborah. The best thing ever. Love Simone. Love Simone.
Every time I see the word freedom, I think,
oh, freedom. Oh my God, I should have said freedom. Yes, that would have been really good. You probably would have got that.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite thing is Sweet Tooth. Is your blood sugar low? That was everything.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about Simone. Factory.
Oh my God, Factory. Yes. Simone was good. But we also knew, when we saw that first lip sync between her and Olivia Lux, she was that editing, she was going to be unstoppable. But also the first lip sync with her and Tamisha Iman was really good.
Yes.
Yeah. That was really great. That was a really great lip sync.
And you could tell from that moment that Ru fell in love with her.
Fell in love with her. Her facial expressions, all that. Amazing. 4, Angeria Paris Van Michaels, the newest winner of All Stars 9. I love Angeria. Okay. Yeah, because you know what? I think on her season, we really didn't get her original season.
Yes.
Right. We didn't get a fully realized Angeria. Right. We knew that she was really great. We knew she was talented. She can sew. She can do all that stuff. But we didn't get who Angeria was.
Yeah.
And I think coming back from All Stars 9, even though it was a very questionable season, but I think it was because it was for charity. So we're not going to throw too much shade on it because they were giving to a good cause. I just wanted drama.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just thought it was not a big fan of that season.
Maybe they did have some drama behind the scenes though, but right? Allegedly. But I wanted more drama, right? You need to feed us. We're real Drag Race aficionados. You need to feed us. We are hungry people. So you need to feed us, right? And so we want the drama. We want that. And when we don't get it, we're girl, no, ma'am. Yeah. This is not it.
I don't want RuPaul's best friend, guys.
Right, and it kind of was giving that. But then again, it was for charity. Love Angie saying for charity. But she won, right? And Jira did really well. She actually I thought she bodied that season. She was really great. But she got so much hate from that.
And I hate that.
From the fans.
She absolutely does not deserve it.
No, she doesn't. She's one of the nicest people. Yeah. So hopefully we can get Andrea on the podcast.
Yeah, but that's speaking of the hate, we'll talk about that in a different episode because we have a lot of thoughts about that.
Yes, we do. Number 3, Safira Crystal.
Okay.
I love Safira.
Yes, love her.
I feel even if obviously I'm a New Yorker through and through, but if I didn't live in New York, I probably would live in Philadelphia.
Ew.
I love Philly. First of all, don't do Philly like that.
Ew.
Philly is great.
Only thing that I like about Philly is their cheesesteaks. That's it.
And first of all, those, because they may get canceled. I was about to shade the cheesecakes. Number 2, Monet Exchange.
Of course.
I am part of the Monation.
Yes.
I love Monet. I've always loved Monet. I thought Monet on season 10 could have done more.
Monet, yes.
But, right, I think, again, right, they have, Monet is living in Bob's shadow, right? He's Monet is Bob's best friend, Monet is Bob's best friend, yada, yada, yada. And they kept doing that piece. And I think that that is something that, we want to make sure, no, right? And I think Monet kind of fell into that a little bit. And so it was kind of no. And then coming back on All Stars 4. Was it 4 or 3? It was 4.
It was 4.
And she won. And people still was it was a questionable, right? And she got so much hate for that. But I think coming back for All Stars 7,
amazing.
That's when we fully seen, a fully realized Monet Exchange.
Yes. And you could, just see her energy was different. She was
Yes.
much more
The
confident.
evolution
Yes.
of Monet, and then her and just Bob just being together. I just think those two just have an amazing friendship, and the camaraderie between those two is amazing. It's just hilarious. Um, One thing that's bothered me, you would be a messy queen and have your cigarettes come out.
Oh, girl.
You would be a messy queen and
Girl.
have your cigarettes come
Girl.
out. You would be. And I was just looking at it and I was like, okay, it's not gonna bother me. And then I was like, this bother me. And that was a no man for me.
Ah.
And then number one is my fave,
Okay.
Bob the drag queen.
Yes, I mean, I knew that was gonna be your
Like,
top.
my favorite drag queen ever is Bob.
Okay.
I loved Bob when Bob was like, I know I'm good. You don't gotta tell me.
No, yeah, I mean, obviously she dominated the
Yes.
season. She had no competition.
Right.
I want to see her back so bad. She's so funny.
I would love to see her on All Winners too.
Yes, and I think she would.
Yes.
She would jinx that.
Because you saw when we was at Hardware and we was watching one of the episodes from All Stars 9 and she came out as the poet drag laureate,
Mhm.
the crowd went crazy.
Mhm.
We're hungry. Bob, if you're watching this, we are hungry for you to, one, to come to the podcast, but also to get back on All Stars too. I mean, All Winners too.
Please,
just saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, now that we've discussed our list,
Yes. Which our lists are totally different.
very different. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised, honestly, at how many queens we actually had that were the same.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like.
I think it's
two.
because we're getting older.
Yeah.
And so we're
But I was also
we're mature.
I was also surprised about how many of queens from the newer seasons were.
That I liked, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be the opposite.
I have more of the newer ones and you have more of the older ones.
Yeah.
But normally, like when I gravitate towards a drag queen, it's more of like she has experience, right? And she's like doing it for a long time. But I think lately, like I just find like that in a lot of these newer queens.
Mhm.
And I think because we've seen Drag Race for so long and we've been fans for years, that like I'm able to see like potential in some of these people.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, Global All Stars.
Yes.
So
I have thoughts.
I think yes, me too. I think it's funny that the initials spell out gas. I don't know why. Whenever you type it to me and text it to me, I always get so confused. I'm like, gas.
You did. He
what's
was like gas. Like, what's gas?
And it
Yeah.
happens every single time you text
Yeah.
it to me.
I don't know why they need to change that. It's gas.
that.
Like they need to change that.
Yeah, but we have thoughts. Obviously, we have been wanting this season for so long. We have like
Yes.
talked about it for years about
Yes.
who we would want casted.
Yes.
Who are you rooting for? I mean, I think actually you mentioned it already.
Yes, love Alyssa Edwards.
Yes.
I think her on Global All Stars, we get to see a fully realized Alyssa Edwards. We get to see her being like a mentor, right? Maybe that's just the editing, the way the editing is, but I think she's always been that way.
Yes.
But we don't get more of like the campy Alyssa. And I think in the previous seasons, that's kind of what the edit made her seem like. Was she's like, oh, she's campy, she can't do nothing, and she's like this, and her like fashions are questionable. Remember Santino said that was probably one of the ugliest dresses ever to be on the season.
Not probably. He said it was the
Oh, he
ugliest
just said,
dress.
yeah. I was trying to give Santino the benefit of the doubt, you know? Like, I still like Santino. Questionable, but I may be the only person who likes Santino. But yes, thoughts.
Yes. So first couple episodes.
Yes.
Let's start with the promo actually.
Okay.
Promo looks. What did you think about them? Who'd you like? Who did you not like?
Okay.
Or no ma'am.
True, but okay, so first we have to tell the people who's actually on the season, right?
Oh, right.
I think they should know who's on the season. So from Belgium, we have Athena Likis.
Yes.
I thought her promo, I didn't like it.
It was okay. I don't think it was the worst one.
And I think if you think of the promo, like I'm kind of putting promo and like entrance when the first episode when we first saw it. I thought the promo, I didn't like the promo, but I thought her entrance look was a yes, ma'am. I thought that was amazing.
With what was it, like the puffy skirt I think she was wearing? It was
I don't remember, but I just know that I was like, this is a really great entrance for Athena Likis.
Yes. Yes, I loved her on her season. I'm gonna confess, I haven't watched every single season that these girls have been on. I did watch that one and I loved her on her season.
Okay.
Yes.
So then we have Brazil, Miranda Lebrau.
Did not watch that season, so I don't really know much about her, but I hated that promo look. No, ma'am.
That was the soccer ball, right?
Yes. So for me, the headpiece and the dress just didn't match. So it was like you said, very confusion.
Right. Confusion.
Yes. I think she had a great idea that was very poorly executed. Because if you know anything about Brazil, is they love soccer. So I think having the soccer ball incorporated was a good idea, horribly executed.
I agree. I like her
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think she's great. She's a great queen. That entrance look, no, ma'am. Did not understand it at all.
No. No, and I mean, I didn't know anything about her prior to the season starting. I am liking her now. I just hope she does better with. Oh, actually, never mind. Ooh,
Spoiler.
ooh, spoiler. Anyway,
Okay,
next queen.
Canada. We have Pythia. I
Love
thought
her.
Pythia was great.
Love her. Yes. I liked her on her season. Was not rooting for her though, but still liked her.
Okay.
I liked her promo look. Loved her runway look. Loved her entrance look. That one, it was very campy, very glamorous, very pathetic, and it was giving Canada.
Okay. Then we have Down Under with Queen Kong. I'm so excited for Queen Kong.
Yes. Her looks though. That first of all, that promo look, girl, cinch your waist. And I'm not saying every queen needs to be cinched and whatever, and you know, drag is very subjective and everything. Right. But I just thought the material did not do her any favors. It just made her body look very weird.
Well, I think Queen has this opportunity because she's a muscular queen.
Yes. That
she's trying to like compensate for that, right? Because you want to give woman, you don't want to give like muscle, like body queen, but at the same time, which is nothing wrong with that. But I think for her and her aesthetic, she wants to give like full figure.
Yes.
I just think she needs to cinch a little bit more.
A little?
Yes. But love her. Yes. Entrance look, no ma'am. Promo look, no ma'am.
No. Yes.
Then we have France, So with the Muse.
Entrance look was okay. I don't think it was the worst one. It just wasn't really giving me France necessarily. Promo look, same thing. It wasn't necessarily like giving me France. It was cute. It was a cute kind of like tracksuit type of thing. I don't know.
Promo look, no ma'am. The entrance, really good entrance, really good look. She did really well.
For me, it just wasn't giving France. Like it was like when she came in, for me, it wasn't immediately like, oh, she's the competitor that's representing France, which some of the other queens I think did really well.
Okay. Then we have Italy, Nalinia.
The promo look was a no ma'am.
Full no ma'am.
Yeah, I don't know what she was doing with those bows on her arms, on her head, whatever. Did not like it. Entrance look.
Confusion.
Yeah, no. Sorry, I'm trying to remember it. And no, it's a no ma'am. I did not like it. I'm excited to see what she does. But just based off of those looks, it was a no ma'am.
I just didn't get the reference.
I don't know. She was trying to do like the boot, like the you know how Italy is shaped like a boot. So that's what she was trying to do. I think it was a good idea. Again, poor execution. It just looked very cheap, very costumey, not good.
Excuse me.
Are you okay?
No, I'm like choking.
Girl, drink water.
Okay. Then we have Germany, Tessa Testicle, or like Alyssa Edwards likes to say, Tessa Testicles with an S. I loved both for the promo look.
Love the promo look.
I loved her entrance look.
Yes.
And I just think I love Tessa Testicle.
I did not watch Germany, so I knew nothing about her going into the season. I'm loving her so far. She is so unhinged, and I live for a drama queen, like a controversial queen, and
you do love it, and you also love an unhinged queen as well, though.
I
too.
Do.
Yeah. Mexico, we have your girl.
Yes, that's what I'm rooting for. Yes. If you know anything about Mexicans, is we will fully support our Mexican competitors, even when we know we're like.
Oh my God, Essence said that yesterday too.
Yes, like even if we know we're like gonna lose, we're still gonna go there and like root for our team,
right?
Like unapologetically.
Yes. Okay.
Promo look, I think that was the best one.
Yes. Fully.
It was fully given Mexico. I love the boxing look, so cute. I liked her entrance look. The butterflies, I thought it was very, very, very elegant. Beautiful.
Okay. And then we have the Philippines, Eva La Queen.
Love her.
Didn't so much like the promo look.
No, but the entrance look.
But the entrance look, when she turned the corner and I saw her face.
Yes, beautiful.
I died inside.
Poised.
Like, that mug is probably one of the best mugs I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I mean, we might talk about a little bit about it, but that quick drag, even in quick drag, the girls still look beautiful.
You saw they made that comment, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweden, we had Vanity Vane. And just overall, I'm confusion. Don't get it.
Loved her on her season. I hated her entrance look. I hated her promo look. It's just that promo look, girl. It was a leotard with some fringe on it.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all.
No, me neither. I liked her on her season. Don't know what she's doing.
I have a confession and didn't watch Sweden.
I like Sweden. Well, just
didn't watch it.
What I did not like about that season is they didn't do a lip sync for the crown. They just chose a winner, and I hated that.
Choices.
Yeah.
We have from the UK, Kitty Sock Claus. I have one word. Meh.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I think the UK could have sent a better representative. No shade to her. No shade to her. She's great. She's amazing queen. I just think, girl, they had Bimini, Davina. Like, come on.
They could have got Davina DeCampo. Yeah. You know, red hair, silver dress.
Yes.
And then we obviously, last but not least, we have from the USA, Alyssa Edwards.
Yes. I did not. I hated.
We both had thoughts on the promo look.
So as a look itself, it's a cute look.
Yeah. As
like a representative of like Team USA.
Yeah.
She wore a silver dress with some heels that had the American flag.
True. It was also like, to me, I felt like the heels was giving a little bit of the British flag. More so than United States. Mm-hmm. I just wish we had more of maybe the stars, maybe some blue, some reds.
I think she should have incorporated into the actual outfit.
Okay.
Cute look, but not.
And she had, I think, if she would have wore the dress that she wore for her entrance as the promo look,
I think that would have been
a good representation of USA.
Yes.
Okay. Then, so obviously all the queens are there on the stage. Ru lets the queens know that they're competing for $200,000.
Yes.
And the chance, I think that's a really great prize, right? But $200,000 US dollars. And make sure I got to put the US in there because that means something for
a little bit more. I think it should have been $250.
But $200,000 in United States like currency for these queens are a lot for their countries, right? And then they have the chance to be in the International Pavilion of the Drag Race Hall of Fame in Daytona, Florida. So, what do you think of the name?
The name?
The name of like the International Pavilion of the Drag Race.
It's too long.
True.
It's too long. I honestly, I have no thoughts about it.
Yes. Yeah, I just like that this is in Daytona, Florida, quote unquote. I do
like, yes.
Because, it's a slap in the face to the Republicans and don't say gay. And so I just thought that was great.
See, I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
I did not think
Ru is she's very political.
Yes.
Okay, so Ru breaks the queens off into two separate groups. And then she tells them that they've been performing in a talent show. Right? So do you like the idea of the talent show in the beginning or the end of the season?
At the beginning.
Okay, why?
Because I think it's a great way to like introduce the queens and kind of see what they're about.
Okay.
It's a nice little intro. I don't know. I just never liked it at the end. It's also always one of my favorite episodes of the season. So I want it as early as possible.
I like the talent show in the end if there's an incentive, like double stars, triple stars, or whatever. And then we know they're going into like the finale. Whoever wins the talent show, we kind of figure that because they get their advantage. I think in a regular season, I like it in the beginning because you get to know who the queens are and what they're bringing. So yes.
Okay.
And so group one is Athena, Miranda, Queen Kong, Soa the Muse, Kitty Sock Claus, and Alyssa Edwards. Who doesn't know half of the queens on the season?
Girl, she only knows herself and Queen Kong.
Yes. I also think she just knows, and she knows Kitty.
Oh, she does.
Yes, and I think we talked about this, right? Like she probably toured with them, so she has a more of affinity towards them.
Yeah.
And then in the workroom, we see Kitty, Queen, and they all seem to gravitate towards each other. To me, I thought it was one because it was all judged by Ru on the seasons, and then they're the majority of like the predominant English speaking queens. So I think it just made it easy for them to just gravitate towards each other. And then, so we want to get into the actual talent show because I have thoughts.
Yes. Alyssa obviously killed it.
Yes. Tongue pop.
Yes. So good. That finale with the
flash hands.
Yes.
Like S moment.
Yes.
Yes.
That was good. Miranda was a no ma'am for me.
Miranda was a no ma'am. Yes. I think the trapeze act, I thought it was a good talent, but just like Trinity said, where are the jokes?
Where are the jokes? It was, I get that maybe she can't perform at the level that she used to.
Okay.
But for me, I just kept waiting for like the big like moment that was gonna be like, oh my God. And I think it just never came.
Right.
Like I felt like she kept like adjusting herself to do like a big move, and
Okay.
it just never came.
Yes. I also like that Rue calls her Miranda LaWanda Paige Brooks,
Which she does not.
and Miranda has no idea the joke.
No.
Then we had Queen Kong, who performed an original song, which I thought was a great song. Everybody's talking about the best part of the song was where she or the number was where she picked up the dancer over over her head and the wig stayed on. That wasn't my favorite part. My favorite part of the song was at the end when she said, "Stay down, colonizer."
I forgot about that.
Like,
that was so good.
I felt that.
Yes.
She said, "Stay down, colonizer."
Yes.
And I thought that for her being like an indigenous queen and from down under, I thought obviously it was a double entendre, it had multiple meanings, and it also a drag queen of color, "Stay down, colonizer." Epic.
Yes.
Okay. Then we had Kitty Scott Claus. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Might be a little controversial. I'm just tired of these girls doing songs.
Ooh, shade.
I don't know. I just feel like there's been very few queens who've done it very successfully and actually made you want to listen to the song or actually engage you very well in the performance.
Yes.
I think most of them just end up being very
There
boring.
was one in episode 2, right? I guess we can talk about that too. And then we have Athena Leakes, who did the burlesque number. Obviously, that was really fun. I thought that was good. And then the runway, I don't think we need to talk about the runway because it was very overwhelming, underwhelming.
Very underwhelming.
And then the winners are Queen Kong and Alyssa Edwards, the top 2. They did Only Girl in the World. I thought it was a really great lip sync. And they were tied.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a tie.
Okay. Well, Jhoany, that is coming up to the end of the episode.
Okay.
We did it.
We did. How do you feel?
I felt good.
Okay.
I mean, I almost had a moment when I almost died.
Yeah.
I was I don't know what, a little dust came in my face and I'm almost died. But other than that, I thought it was really great to do. And we got we popped up cherries.
Yes.
That's really great.
Yes. I'm excited to do more.
I'm actually really excited.
I was really nervous when we started, but now I'm fine.
Yes. Well, that wraps up our first episode of No Ma'am. To all the listeners out there, thank you for listening. If you haven't already done so, like Jhoany said, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Be sure to listen to us on Apple and Spotify podcasts. And then see you next week, actually, where we recap RuPaul's Drag Race Global All-Stars, the second part of the episode. And you get to a little bit more about Jhoany and myself. So that's it. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.